When you're a student, it is a time of fun, frolic, learning, and of course, at times like this, celebration. But when I usually come to functions such as this and evenings such as this, I come prepared with a few notes. But tonight, having listened to the wonderful speeches and of course the school report, I thought I'll scrap all my notes and start afresh. I would like to share with you this evening one simple message. Whether we are 5 years old or 50 or beyond, I believe in what Oscar Wilde said. The artist must at all times educate the critic. And believe you me, we are all artists. The time we spend at home with our parents, the time we spend in school, the time we spend with our friends, the values that are inculcated in us from a very young age, to be good and wholesome, to be just. It prepares us for the larger journey of life, and the education we receive equips us to seek knowledge. Seeking knowledge is the way we truly become enlightened. Enlightened to go forth into the world and shine our light upon it and upon the lives of others, and in turn become inspirations and examples ourselves. When we look at the world today, it's a dark and complicated world. It is a world that has changed drastically from the time of our parents. And no matter how much they tell us that their time was unique, and no matter how much I tell you that my time was unique, the world has changed measurably for all of you students who are going to face it in the coming years. And when you look at this dark, complicated, complex world, where technology is the new God, and when you look to your future, I believe that it is very important that you understand yourselves in the present and also look back to your past and the lessons that you have learned. You have to ask yourself, do I want to live in a world which is dominated by petty politics? Do I want to live in a world that is full of suspicion and mistrust? Do I want to live in a country and a world where ethnicity divides, where religion incites violence? Do I want a world where there is no harmony, where violence is accepted, and the good values and morals and principles are slowly eroding? Or do I want to be an agent of change, an artist that educates the critics? Do I want this world to be just, to be compassionate, to be filled with love? Do I want to live in a country where I do not have to put my religion or my ethnicity on an application or a curriculum vitae? Do I want to live in a country where I look at my neighbor the same way that I look at myself? Do I want to live in a world that I can trust and love unconditionally? To answer these questions, you need to have courage and conviction. And that is why the foundations that are laid in your life at home and at school are so vitally important. It is a must that you stand strong and unshaken on the moral foundation that you have been given at a very young age. Hold strong to your principles and ground yourself in your faith. But at the same time, you have to be flexible and open-minded in order to let in new thoughts and new experiences that then enable us to grow, blossom, and become ultimately fruitful. You are the voices through which Gateway speaks to the world. You are the voices with which Sri Lanka speaks to the world. And having been here today, I know that you will indeed enlighten this world. But also remember that your voices, wherever you go in the world, whatever you do abroad in the future, if time and life permits, needs to be heard at home as well. Do not forget Sri Lanka. Do not forget your roots. No matter how much you have achieved in your life, please do come back and also work to uplift and enrich the country that we so dearly love. Omar Khayyam in the Rubaiyat said, of all those who before us who have passed the door of darkness through, not one returns to tell us of the road which to discover we must travel to. And when it is our turn to pass through that door of darkness, I hope that all of us can look around and take stock and take pride in the fact that our families, our friends, our societies, and this world is there, enriched, enlightened, and fruitful because of the lives that all of us and all of you have lived. I wish you all the very best, and I hope you stand strong and shout at the top of your voices to the world that you are indeed ready to change that world so that the future generations will inherit all that is good and wholesome. Good evening.